Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special edition of the East Side Dave Show, the Skype series, the End of Time series. Now, without further ado, let's throw it over to my host, Mr. East Side David McDonald, baby.
Thank you so much, Roy. Thank you.
Roy, there you are.
Roy, you're becoming more and more like Randy Quaid with every single week that goes by. Are you aware of this?
You don't even realize the half of it, David.
If you got your face really close to the camera, do you mind doing that for me for a second? Take off your sunglasses, too, and get really, really so close, even closer, so that, oh, my God, you look just like Randy Quaid. Now, if we
look
can
at my eyes, huh?
Have you seen any of his Twitter videos?
I haven't seen one recently. It's bright in here, huh?
Shit. He's a stone-cold psychopath. He's a good old-fashioned nut.
He kind of went off the deep end, huh?
Oh, my God. He makes these videos, the ultra close-up, and then there's colors flashing, and he's always screaming about stuff.
I heard is he like a right-wing nut or a left-wing nut? What side's he on?
I think his craziness goes beyond party lines. I think he's a neutral nut. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't think he has a side. Oh, here it is.
Oh, there he is. Oh, you weren't kidding. I do. Hold on.
Harassment.
This is fucking
presidential harassment.
Harassment.
We'll do you.
Harassment. Harassment. How's that, buddy?
That is good. Steve, can you please make sure we get a screen cap of that? Because that's
I guess his life kind of went downhill after.
He's really into the whole well, he's into the End of Times thing. By the way, it's officially the East Side Dave Show End of Times Skype series. Okay,
that's what it was. Yes,
this is
as usual, David. I have the memory of a fish. As usual, I forgot what it was called.
I know, but you're as illiterate as a fish is as well. Because you're just not. Just write it down. Just write it down so you can read it.
Next time, buddy, I'm going to have it for you.
4 of the, may I say, much acclaimed East Side Dave Show End of Time Skype series. We're receiving nothing but positive feedback by the East Side Dave Show, by the East Side Davidians. And by the entire audience. The ESDS audience is into it, which makes me seriously considering firing all of the East Side Dave Show cast members except for Roy Harder.
Oh, I miss him, though, David. Don't you miss him?
Oh, yeah. I miss him. I can fire.
Oh, man.
No,
I feel like we have to actually...
I do miss them. But here's also something that I do not miss, which was, it's Tuesday. Now, look, full disclosure, I accidentally didn't send the show prep until 12:50, 10 minutes before the show. So who am I?
That's right.
However, last week I loved their videos, and I said, these are great. Keep them coming. They're nice. They're fun. It's something fun for me and Roy to look at besides, our faces. And today... as of 9 o'clock or so, there were zero videos submitted by the cast members until I joined that goddamn Facebook, group chat that they do, and I say, "Hey,
you
guys,
got sucked into that?"
Yeah, and then I say, "Hey guys, any videos this week?" And then finally, we didn't know this was going to be a weekly thing. I go. Yeah, Roy and I are on every Tuesday for the foreseeable future. Just like it's been for 4.5 years. Yeah, we're on every Tuesday. Again, I'm in New Jersey. I'm quarantined as hell over here. I don't have a shot in hell of getting to New York. You're in Long Island, right?
Same situation. I might be heading into the city tomorrow, but just because I got to clean out my studio in the city. I got some gear in there that I want to get out, but that'll probably be that'll be it for a while for me until this lifts. Honestly, David, I didn't think we were going to be doing the Skype series for this long. I kind of ran out of material. Sorry, buddy.
Wait, hold the phone. what that statement implies that you had material in the first place. As,
Well, you know.
as far as I see one guy coming up with the goddamn fucking papers every goddamn Tuesday. Nothing's changed. Whether we're doing this in compound media or we're doing this at home, nothing's changed. Fucking jump on Davey Mac's back, you know, with the rest of these stooges.
Yeah, by the way, I didn't want to break it to you, but you sent the show prep a little too late. I haven't even read it yet, so we are going to be flying blind for this episode. I'm going to be testing out my improv skills, as they say, David.
Oh, that's going to be a failed experiment then, because your improv skills are non-existent. You're like, well, I was going to say something, and I'm still, you know, dealing with my dad and everything like that. So some jokes that I would usually say, it's a little too fresh and raw.
I hear you, buddy.
I do want to make a big, another, you know, not going to dwell on it every single week, but another thank you, a big thank you to yourself, to the Eastside Dave Show cast and crew. They sent my mom a gorgeous plant. Absolutely beautiful.
Yes, that was organized by Robert the Intern. Credit where credit is due. Yes. I owe him $50, by the way.
Yeah. But no, it was great. It's a very beautiful plant, and my mom really appreciated it. Also want to thank the almost all of the people on the Bennington show. Ron said some things on the air, and I did text him. He also texted me privately, by the way, and said some very beautiful words. But he also said some things on the air, which I was certainly not expecting. And it made me forget that my dad was at the, you know, when I got married at the Hard Rock Cafe for an episode, a very special episode of Ron Fez. My dad called it one of the greatest weddings he had ever been to because he had never been able to eat chicken fingers during the proper ceremony. You know, now I think, you know, there were some of the McDonald extended family members who were in attendance that were like, what kind of wedding is it? What is happening? You know, people were freaked out. They were used to very traditional Catholic type of weddings here. But my dad, he was having a great time. He had chicken fingers over here. He had French fries. That's all patty cakes needed was a couple of appetizers and some things to dip in. Oh, he was having a ball. So that also includes a very special text message from Fez Watley, who was great. And he said something nice. I even got a text message from Earl Douglas.
Oh, wow.
I am not going to yet do a Shizer List removal. With all due respect, it felt a little shallow. It felt a little bit like everyone else is, you know, saying nice, heartfelt things. And then I get, Dave, condolences, Earl. It's like, wow, man of many words right there, Mr. Douglas. Man of many words. No. I got messages from the East Side Davidians, people I'd never met who live in Texas, Australia, London, and they had longer statements than condolences.
Well, you are a loved man, David. My
point is about Earl's brevity. He couldn't have said like, hey, you know, we had some fun times, Davey Mac. We, you know, had some incredible adventures, Washington, D.C., like, no personal touches on it. It was as random as fucking, you know, East Side Davidian fan number 1028 just popping in. Dave, condolences. Like, it meant the same emotionally. I hate to say it.
Oh, well, do you think he's still a little sore about the time he went off?
I don't know. But look, I am thanking him for the condolences. I'm not going to be a dick. Because my point is, if I got to get some example from my father, he was a very benevolent, kind, good-hearted person, so I want some of that, and not so much of the notorious East Side Dave outbursts, the temper flare-ups, moments of insanity. You know how it goes.
I certainly do. We've been on both sides. I've been on both sides of that one.
Yeah, they're Roy Harder 9 a.m. moments. Yeah. You know? Like, people really need to understand you're two different people. If someone is to call or text or email Roy and it says PM, you're one of the happiest, kindest people on the face of the planet. But if anyone texts you in the AM hours, be prepared to have your fucking head bitten off. Right. Right?
I know everybody thinks I'm such a lovable guy, right? Try me in the morning.
You are in the PM hours. The AM hours, you're fucking Manson over there. You are Randy Quaid. You pretty much are Randy Quaid in the AM hours. I also got great, a beautiful message and kind words from Gail Bennington. And again, trying to learn from the example of my father, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. Let's just, let's go on with life and experiences in a very positive mainframe. But I will tell you, Chris Pepper Stanley, jacking shit, and Jack left.
Come on.
No, he called up the Bennington show and had some, whatever little words of I feel bad for Dave and his family, or he had something, but right now, like a real prick, I'm not just judging the thank yous. I'm judging the personal touches with people I know. With people I know, you got to have a personal touch. Otherwise, what's the point?
Of course, that's an insincere, they call it, David. Insincere.
So he hasn't messaged me at all, and even his words on the Bennington thing, he complained, Roy, during this very difficult moment. He complained that he had been put on the Shizer list for so many years. My favorite thing is when the Shizer list, which it is real, because it's real in here and in here. But I like it when non-Davey Mack, non-Roy Harder people treat it as a very real entity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm giving him till Friday.
Oh.
That's fair,
it's a
right?
considerable window, David. A considerable window.
If I don't get a text by sundown on Friday, there's hell to pay with him. That's it. Yeah, I mean, come on. Let's be a person here.
Well deserved, David. He hasn't. I've almost to be a bit of a troll. I still text him every year on his birthday, just to say "fuck you." No response. I was wondering if he changed his number.
Yeah, I wonder why. I'll be totally honest. Like 4 or 5 weeks ago, because this has put me in a real I don't care what I say anymore mood. 4 or 5 weeks ago, I was so fucked up, and I was doing what I like to do when I'm in a particular space. I have go-tos. You can probably guess them. Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
I love watching the rock and roll, like a Last Waltz, any kind of live concert movie.
I'm here. I'm with you on that one, buddy.
A Last Waltz or this or that. And
Goodfellas,
then the other thing,
the usual.
Exactly. And then the other one, Goodfellas for sure. And then wrestling. And for some reason, I had this idea. Now, it made zero sense in my head. No, at the time, I'm sure it made a lot of sense. But it's one of those, you look at your text the next day and you go, what could this have possibly meant? And the answer was absolutely nothing. It meant nothing. It was, fucking drunken high thoughts. But it was, hey, Pepper, we should NWO this thing sometime. Now, NWO was the New World Order. Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall took over the WCW, and they were kind of beating everybody up. But how this applies to the planet Earth, how this applies to our regular everyday lives, I'm not sure. Did I expect me and Pepper would start meet and beat people up around New York City? It was that what, or was it we're gonna take over the Eastside Dave show? There was. I still am trying to decipher exactly what that message meant. But I sent it to him 3 weeks ago, and I thought that was an olive branch, and that had no reply.
Shame on him. Shame on Pepper. It's terrible. By the way, David, speaking of wrestling, just not to derail you, because this is riveting. I noticed I watched a Netflix series, or not a Netflix movie called
Side of the Ring.
No, I think it was the Other Side of the Mat or something like that.
Beyond
Dark
the
Side
Mat.
of the. That's it. Beyond the Mat.
Love
Gotta
it.
tell you,
I own it.
brought a tear to my eye. Literally,
What part?
It was fantastic. Huh?
What part? I own that movie. I love it.
The part where he was trying to reconnect with his daughter and he clearly couldn't. To me, that was just so heartbreaking.
So listen to this,
like,
Roy. Listen to this. Did you ever see The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke?
Yes, I did. And I actually thought that. Go ahead, David.
Well, no, the director actually says, he doesn't shy away from it. He says, I saw this amazing documentary called Beyond the Mat, and the Jake the Snake Roberts part just destroyed me, and I felt like I had to get that story out there, and we'll fictionalize it, and we'll, introduce new characters and stuff. It was a total fictional story, but that Mickey Rourke thing, and obviously with the daughter, that is 100% based, or shall we say, inspired by Beyond the Mat. So that's a good call on your part.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that was almost so obvious. I thought, I didn't realize. So you're saying that it was the same guy? The same director?
I'm saying that the director of The Wrestler was so inspired by the same movie that you saw, Beyond the Mat, that he went and then did a fictionalized, it's the same guy who directed Requiem for a Dream and a bunch of other critically acclaimed. I think he did Black Swan and other critically acclaimed flicks.
Oh, okay, that's right.
He's got one of those big
Russian name.
Yes, he's got one of those big Russian kind of names.
Tolskyovsky.
I'll tell you. Do you have Amazon Prime?
I do. Yeah, I do now. Got nothing else to do.
I don't know if it's for free or what, but you should really consider, if you like that, you should consider watching Dark Side of the Ring. I
probably will do that, actually.
Yeah, it's a documentary series, and it tells the real life stories of some of the wrestling's most notorious moments, shall we say. It's amazing. It's a phenomenal show. It's so good.
I'll check it out. And you know me, David, I'm not a wrestling fan at all. But there was something incredible, and I don't even know why I decided to watch it. I guess I was thinking about you, and so I gave it a shot.
You better let Kevin Knight not hear you talking like that, Mister. Not only you are an IWF superstar, the Independent Wrestling Federation, Nutley, New Jersey's greatest league of all time, and you're the organist. How could you possibly say that?
Well, I'm not a fan of the fake wrestling. That's the IWF is like the real kind of wrestling. You know what I mean?
We mix it up for real. No question.
Yeah. But yes, go ahead, David.
No. I want to hear your take on this thing.
Well, like I said, it brought a tear to my eye. So when I watched this thing, obviously you came to mind immediately, and I just thought it was such a compelling, sad story. I had no idea I was going to like it so much. But the problem is now in my Netflix queue, I'm getting all these other shitty wrestling movies that I have no desire to watch.
And most of them are terrible. No, you're absolutely right. Because I've watched them all. And most of them just aren't on that quality, don't have that level. Oh, Roy, remember the scene where there was a black guy who wrestled in ECW with all his forehead was totally fucked up. He went by the name New Jack.
Yes, I do actually. He was he was bloody from this. He had the cuts on his forehead. I know exactly the guy you're talking about.
Now you really have to see the Dark Side of the Ring, because 2 episodes ago they tell New Jack's story, and this guy has killed people. He killed a guy in the ring.
Oh my God, for real?
Yeah, it was a 17-year-old independent wrestler who passed himself off as a 21-year-old or 22-year-old wrestler. And the kid has a hardcore match with New Jack, and New Jack fucked him up. The kid died in a hospital a month later.
Wow. Holy mackerel. That's insane.
He had to go to criminal court. He had to go to civil court. It was insane. And you got to see this. You got to see Dark Side of the Ring. It's on the Vice channel, but you can see it on Amazon Prime.
I'll check it out. Hey, wasn't one of the guys we wrestled, Mr. Tony Atlas, wasn't he involved with a murder in some capacity down in Puerto Rico?
that is that's one of the very first episodes of Dark Side of the Ring. Tony Atlas was, and by the way, when you see this, Tony Atlas is a goddamn hero. And I'm not talking about the Mr. USA gimmick. This guy witnessed Bruiser Brody. He was pretty much like Mick Foley before Mick Foley. He was a hardcore guy. And they were in Puerto Rico. And he wasn't getting along with one of the Puerto Rican wrestlers. And the Puerto Rican wrestler but the Puerto Rican wrestler went into the shower where Bruiser Brody was. And everyone thought they were maybe going to have like an altercation. The guy took a knife, stabbed him, and he proceeded to die. Tony Atlas was the only guy who came to his side, stayed by him, got him an ambulance, and also was the only guy who was talking to the cops. As a result, people thought Tony Atlas was going to get killed because the thing was the wrestlers were all afraid, and they said a fan did it. And he's like, absolutely not. That motherfucker, one of the wrestlers did this in the shower. And Tony Atlas was the only stand-up guy of the whole thing.
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, talk about Jesus, witnessing a murder like that in a shower out of all places. Well, David, I'll keep an eye on you the next time. The next time we're backstage, I'll guard the shower for you.
Thank you very much.
Opinions, if you didn't,
because I know there's plenty of guys out there I want to stab you.
There's a lot.
Sure is.
Apparently, Pepper. Apparently he wants to stab me. That's the way I have to take it, right? Shouldn't I interpret that this lack of reaching out is something?
I mean, I would say shots fired, but it's almost like he's just kind of ignoring us, like as if we don't exist anymore. It's even more insulting.
Well, then that's fine, but then don't talk about it on Bennington because it comes across as insincere since I'm telling you the truth. Right? Don't talk. Don't do that. You feel bad because that's very, very suspect. Since and I know I have more important things to worry about than this. But either creating and or maintaining mini feuds is actually helping me get through this moment right now. Keeping rivalries going is.
Speaking of mini feuds, any word back from that guy who ripped you off last week? The guy with the baseball video?
They went underground. ESPN, Barstool Sports, they've all gone underground. And I'm telling you, since the quarantine, I'm seeing, people are just going to YouTube and then, looking at Eastside Dave videos and then just, putting them out for themselves. Because there was another one. Oh, it was like it was some kind of Mario Kart thing where the guy got this Mario Kart with his kid. And did it? I didn't even pull the video and sent it because it was making me too angry. But also I did that YouTube already. A quarantine Mario Kart Cup with my children where I destroyed them. I did that.
I remember it very well.
Okay. Guess what?
What's that, David?
Big A Andrew Gold has just given me a breaking news bulletin. This is apparently, Andrew is back with his sock puppet, Larry, and has a follow-up to last week's frightening, psychedelic, and nightmarish clusterfuck of a character segment.
I've been waiting for this one.
We pointed out last week that in real life, Andrew has a landlord named Larry who gives Andrew shit because there's always metal noises and odd smells coming from Andrew's apartment at 3 a.m. So Andrew's, landlord Larry, knocks on the, what's going on in there? And then Andrew's like, oh great, I got the dog barking. Andrew's like, I didn't none of your business, Larry. So I guess he has. Steve, do we have this?
Oh, there it is.
Oh no.
Hi, Dave and Roy. How are you holding up?
I see your mouth moving, but I'm not hearing you.
Quarantine.
I'm not hearing the puppet.
You would think this quarantine would slow down Big A in his hooker-killing ways.
Oh, I'm not hearing anything there.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Stop it for 2 seconds. Can we stop it, Steve? Stevie?
Yeah, one sec. We got
I could hear it just fine, Roy. What's wrong with your goddamn headphones?
Because he's on the same computer we're playing it from, so we're just going to forward it over to me, and then we can play it, and everyone can hear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were just playing it off the same computer Roy's Skyping into. So
I was going to yell at Roy. I was going to tell Grandpa Harder to turn up his miracle ear. Because I could hear it just fine.
I thought it was the funniest part because I just saw a puppet moving his mouth and no words are coming out. I thought that was part of his bit.
I'm going to tell you one thing. I like how Andrew does branding, and he puts an Eastside Dave shirt on in the background. That's a nice little touch right there.
Always thinking.
Quite frankly, it's something I should have thought about. I have like 30 Eastside Dave Show shirts. I could have. It's man. Sad when super producer Andrew Gold outbrands the Dave man there.
Yeah. I miss Andrew.
We just got another message too. Now everyone's sending the videos in at once. Oh, apparently Robert the intern has a video as well. So we'll do Robert's later. I want to try Andrew's first. That little sock puppet is one of the greatest characters of all time. It's just a little distressing that he would name it Larry after his landlord because it's like, is Andrew a fan of Larry the sock puppet? Does Andrew not like Larry? It's confusing, right?
Who knows? Who knows? I could smell that puppet through the screen. I'll tell you that.
You know how much dried up cum is on that sock? That thing is as hard as a fucking 2x4.
I'm surprised he could get the mouth to move.
It's more like a cast. Like if the one that you break your arm in.
Yeah.
That guy is. All right,
he's the best.
Do we got it?
We're getting there. We're close. It's just he films in such a big file size. It's so big. We have to upload it and download it, kind of thing.
Of course.
All right. That's fine. How about this? While we stall, I got an idea.
Yeah. What's up,
I would
buddy?
like to see Roy's weapon of the day. This is exclusive to the Eastside Dave Show End of Times Skype series. We will not be doing these if, hopefully, knock on wood, when we return to doing the shows from the Compound Media Studios in New York City. But for now, let's do Roy's weapon of the day. What do we got here? This is nice.
This is a very special weapon, David. This
now,
is a
did your
genuine...
parents? Is that a Red Ryder BB gun? Did you ask Santa Claus that for Christmas before he kicked you down a giant slide and said you're getting a football? It is a Red Ryder.
Well spotted, David. Well spotted. You'll shoot your eye out, buddy. I'll tell you, out of all the guns I have, David, I consider this my most dangerous. And this is the only weapon that I've ever misfired. I got a hole in my bedroom ceiling from this gun.
You misfired that gun. Did you tell your mom that an icicle hit your eye after you misfired it?
No, this is only 2 months ago, David. So the problem with this thing is you can't. It's you load in BBs, so it fills up the chamber with BBs, and you can't tell if it's loaded or not unless you shake it. So I had no idea the thing was loaded, and like an idiot, I dry fired it in my bedroom. And I put a little hole in my ceiling because of it. Crazy.
Why did you do that? You pressed the trigger in your bedroom?
Yeah. Well, you know what? There is a safety on it, but like I said, everyone, you got to be careful with guns, and I did not heed my own advice, my friend. I almost shot my own eye out. That's for sure. Because that BB, they ricochet. All I heard was like a ping, ping. Like it was bouncing around my bedroom. I was like, "Where's this bullet? Because it's gonna hit me." It didn't hit me, but it was actually surprising.
In Star Wars, where they're in the trash compactor, and Han Solo shoots the lasers, and it just bounces all over the place and nearly kills the whole goddamn team.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, watch this. I'm gonna put a hole in my.
We're gonna need this camera to work next Tuesday. Please. While it would look cool. Okay, thank God. I got nervous there. Uh-oh. You just knocked
Hold
the
on.
goddamn camera.
You know, that's my own fault, David. Being an idiot here. That's what happens when you play with guns.
Well, that's cool.
That's why
We're seeing like the whole spectrum because we're seeing some really serious weaponry, but now we're also seeing some fun stuff here. I like it.
I got a very special one planned next week too. You're gonna love my next week's weapon of choice. Gotta make sure it's still.
I got one.
I stick to guitars now. What do you got there, buddy? A mace? Oh, look at that! A little pocket knife, huh?
This is
open your mail with that.
When I got this when I returned to New York City, if anyone gets within 6 feet of me, boom, right in the neck. Right in the neck. We're not taking any more chances. No one. Whether we're wearing masks and gloves or not, I am okay with this social distancing thing. In fact, I prefer it. So, when the whole goddamn society reopens, you stay the fuck away from me, all of you, 6 feet, or you're getting this goddamn pocket knife, which I will be carrying on my person for the rest of my life.
Right in the jugular, buddy. Right in the jugular. Yeah, I'm going to show you a nice one next week. I got a special one planned for next week. I'm contemplating whether or not I should show it on camera, but I will. But you'll have to tune in for next week to see.
All right. While we
wait,
are you guys are still downloading that file, right?
No, we're ready.
Oh, they're ready. Okay. Let's see Big A. And Larry, the sock puppet.
Hi. Hi, Dave and Roy. How are you holding up during this quarantine? You would think this quarantine would slow down Big A and his hooker-killing ways. But I hear loud noises from Big A's apartment. Big A, keep that shit down. Shut the fuck up, Larry. I'm going to call cops on you. I'm going to kick the shit out of you, Larry. I have to go now. Bye.
Okay.
I gotta wonder. Did you notice the wallpaper? You gotta wonder how many women are buried behind those walls.
There is so much prostitute DNA all over those walls. I mean, if the police ever just could get a few forensic scientists in there, I think you would see 300 to 500 worth of prostitutes from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Oh my God!
Just all over those walls.
Luminescence, that room, it'll look like a Grateful Dead chill-out room.
And is it me, or it feels like he's also making these very frightening videos at like 2 or 3 in the morning too? I'm getting that kind of.
Does look a little bit late. It's hard to judge because it seems like he's sealed up his windows, so it's very tough to see get a gauge of what time it is.
Oh well, listen, when you're a serial killer, you have to cover up the windows. You can't have people looking in, wondering, what's he up to again? Oh, he's now cutting her head off. Look at what he's doing over there.
I did like the additional sound effects he did on this
I was going to say, he's more produced than in a typical East Side Dave Show episode.
Yeah, I was expecting to hear the Wilhelm scream in there.
Right. There were sound effects. There were all these things. I'm very impressed. Well done, Andrew. Although I also feel, I do feel like the lines are becoming blurred between Larry the sock puppet and Andrew himself, and I'm starting to. Larry is the puppet now is sounding more like Andrew to me than Big A is. So I'm like this whole thing is one of the more David Lynchian things we've ever done, and I'm fine with it. It's okay.
I'll roll with it. I'm rolling with it. I love it.
Roy, everyone says that you're a great amateur magician.
I am, David.
You want to prove it?
All right. I can.
I thought of a way to prove you being an incredible amateur psychic and magician with something that is impossible to fake. Okay? Sitting above me, the camera can't see it, but I can, is a shelf. On the shelf are 3 objects. I'm going to touch one of the objects on the shelf. I'm going to hold it in my hand. All you have to do is simply guess what the object is. I will bring it down after your guess for the people to see. Very simple, right?
Yeah, can you look at it so I can just look at it? There we go. Thank you.
Look at it and touch it. What else do you need me to do?
Well, just look at it for a second there and get a little closer to the camera. A little closer to the camera, buddy. There we go. Now look at it. Look at it and think of it. Is it I'm getting a sense of some kind of animal, David. An animal of some kind. It's hard to say. Is it a bird of some? Is it an owl, David? An owl like a hoot hoot?
This is weird. Oh my God.
Is it?
I have a candle in the shape of an owl. Roy
It is
Harder.
an animal. Thank you, David. Let's call that one. Let's do one more. Only one more.
One more.
One more.
I cannot believe you actually got. Okay. This next one is about as random as it gets. You have 0 chance in hell to get this next one. I'll touch it.
Touch it, and look at it very carefully. Look at it. Lean up, lift your eyes just a hair.
Well, I like to dip my head down and look from the top of my eyes because it's a very Stanley Kubrick type pose. Don't I look like Kubrick? I go like this?
Yeah, you kind of do, actually, David. I'm getting a sense of some wealth, some kind of money. Is it like coins, quarters? Is it like you have a bag of change or something? Is there jingling change? Something with a container with some money in it.
I'm going to need a little bit more specific of a guess, but Jesus Christ, this is scary.
Oh, God, a cup with money in it, David? I'm sorry, buddy. That's all I got. I can't really make out anything else.
It was an Eclipse gum case, but filled with change.
There we go. All right.
No, you did not get that correct. You said cup. Now,
that looks like
if you had said an Eclipse gum thing full of change, then you would have gotten it. But you said cup full of change. In fact, Garrett, Steve, what did this fucking guy say?
He said cup.
He said cup.
Cup of change.
Cup of change.
Looks like a cup to me, David. Sorry.
It was impressive that you got the change, but you said cup. Did you not?
I did say cup.
Do you want to try one more?
Do you have not really, David? I'm going to do another magic trick. I'm going to do another magic trick for you instead. I'm going to remove my finger, David. Ready?
Wow. That's amazing. What?
How's that? Huh?
Holy cow. How did you do that?
My fingers are removable, David.
Wow. That was an amazing... No, I'm being serious. That was one of the best magic tricks that I've seen every single one of my uncles do since 1984. But congratulations.
How about this one? How about this one? Ready?
Yeah.
Listen carefully, David. I'm going to dislocate my nose.
All right.
Is it straight?
Yeah, it's straight. I don't exactly know how you did that, but you cheated somehow. All right.
No, I have very loose cartilage. I have a loose cartilage in my nasal cavity. I don't know if you could see it, but it's loose. Ta-da!
No, hey, by the way, Roy, I can't see your nose cartilage unless I'm fucking Superman, okay? That was a crazy thing to say.
Well, take it from me, David, it's magic.
Roy?
Yes, David.
Did you want to play a game?
You know me, I'm always down for a game. Sounds like war games. Would you like to play a game?
Okay, ready? I'm calling this the Helen Keller Hum Along song.
Oh, I like the sound of this one. Yeah.
This is a pretty simple game here, Roy. I am going to give you a song, a very well-known song, okay? Yeah. And you have to, and I'm going to try and perform it as if I was Helen Keller. You just have to guess the name of the song.
I love it already, David.
That's easy.
Simple enough. It's easier than the flute game.
Yeah. I'm going to try and give you choruses. I'm going to try and give you the hook, okay?
The hooks, yeah. Stick to the hooks. Right. Fair enough.
You get 3 of these, you win the game. Okay? You get 2 strikes, you lose. Whatever happens first, you either win, you either lose. Simple as that. Okay, ready?
Buddy. Okay. Let's do it.
First song of the Helen Keller Hum Along song.
My God, David.
It's not as easy as you thought it was. Do you need a replay?
Yeah, give me a replay on this one. That's very difficult. I thought this was going to be a throwaway, simple game, but this is actually quite intense.
This is a challenging game. You need to get the chorus. These are choruses. The one way I'm trying to make it nice is I'm going to give you the chorus. I'm going to give you the hook. Okay, here we go.
All right, go for it. David, ding, 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 ding. I actually got it this time, David.
What'd you get? Let's hear it.
Let It Be by the Beatles.
Boom! All right. Off to a good start, Roy Hutter. He knows
I love this.
About the Helen Keller Hum Along song. Okay.
This is brilliant, David. Go for it. Hit me with your net.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I had one here. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
You know that?
I'm going to go on a limb, David, and say that was a Who song. And I'm going to say that was Baba O'Reilly, baby.
No! On fire. Roy Harder has brought his A game today, ladies and gentlemen, in one of the greatest East Side Dave Show end of time Skype series games we've ever played. It is very dramatic. This last song is for the victor.
Yeah.
It's for the win.
Hit me.
You understood? Okay. Do you know that?
I do know, but you did. You bended the rules a bit on that one, David, because you said you were sticking to the hooks. Now, that particular song, you went with a verse.
I did. However, I tried to trick you in that. I tried to cheat a little bit that way.
Yes, yes, you did. Now, because I happen to have perfect pitch, I can tell you that was a Guns N' Roses song. That was "Welcome to the Jungle."
Are you aware that makes you a champion today?
Finally, David. I've been waiting for.
Finally, champion. Oh, hey, we forgot. We forgot. Robert has a video we mentioned earlier. So let's check. I think that's the last of our Eastside Dave Show videos. But Robert
Lucy sent me a text right before the show, literally 30 seconds before we went live, that she was going to send you a video as well. But I guess you guys haven't received that one yet.
Nope.
No.
No. Okay, no problem.
Steve, did you get one from her?
That's a negative. I did not.
She just, don't worry.
Typical Flute C
about it.
fashion. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's all right.
I know. It's so like I have to remind them every Tuesday that we're going to be doing an Eastside Dave show. Isn't this insane?
Yeah,
We've been doing an Eastside Dave show every Tuesday since 2016.
I was going to show you the text message exchange that we had because it's so funny. Unfortunately, it's on my. I'll take a screen cap and send it to you, but I can't do it right now because I'm using the phone to do the Skype. So.
Do me a favor, save it for next week. Screen cap it and let's show it on the air so that people can see just the type of lunacy that we have to regularly deal with here.
Yeah.
All right, let's see Robert's video.
Hey guys, what's going on? Intern Rob checking in from Hershey again. Dave, I'm incredibly sorry for your loss, man. I can only imagine the pain you're going through right now, bud. I'm really sorry. I didn't know your dad, but he raised you and you're a hell of a guy, so he must have been a hell of a man as well. Amazing. You're still performing like $1 million. Some of the best shows I've ever seen from you. Roy, did you switch up the piano, buddy? Because you sound like you're stroking the keys of Apollo. And I know you know this, Roy, but Apollo's the Greek god of music. Explain him for the guys in the booth. You get it. Steve, we've talked about nurses. We've talked about grocery workers as heroes. But I want to personally thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the work you're doing to keep people entertained during this time. You, buddy, you're a true hero. And Garrett. Anyway, the outlook in PA is bleak. I repeat, things are not good in PA.
Oh, God.
I realize New York City might be the epicenter of the virus, but Hershey, Pennsylvania is the epicenter of my depression.
Chocolate.
Weed supplies are running low, like dangerously low. And my dealer says, there's a shelter in place at law. Like, I can't leave the house. And I just want to know, like, why is now the time you're choosing to follow the law? You're a fucking drug dealer. You don't have a moral high ground. And he's like, I don't want to get the virus. I've been furloughed. Like, you're the fucking company, man. You wake up in the morning and go, should I sell weed today? Guess I will. Anyway, my day job's still open, which fucking sucks. And I know some of you right now are sitting at home going, oh, he should be happy he has a day job. He should be happy he has a job. And to those people, I say, fuck you. I get it. I'm happy I have an income. I am happy I have health insurance. But to be clear, I hated this job before the virus. Don't have to be happy about it now.
They're going to find out.
One good thing is, though, there's been a manager who's been, like, up my ass this whole time.
How long is this?
So I decided just to spread a rumor that he's gay. And he's trying to fuck me.
Okay.
That's why he constantly is calling my name and asking me to do shit for him. And it's spreading like wildfire. So thanks again, Dave, for finding a way to keep me in. Thanks to Eric for finding ways to let me help with Compound, because I'm losing my mental sanity, but it's starting to feel like the end of the dream, you know, when you're starting to hear your alarm clock and you're like, what's that noise? Why is this happening? And you're starting to wake up, and I'm not waking up, buddy. You get that.
This is upsetting, Roy.
Intern Rob punching out.
Very
Hope
dark.
everybody's doing well.
Very dark. You could say that again. Very dark. Jesus Christ. Schindler's List was a goddamn Mel Brooks movie compared to that thing. Oh my gosh. Well,
great one, Robert. Great
I feel
one.
bad for Robert. I do feel for all the Eastside Dave Show people. I want them to all be, participating. I know the End of Time Skype series is helping me. That's why I keep saying send the videos. This way you can participate. You can feel, be busy for a couple minutes and then get on the air there.
Get famous.
Get famous, exactly. When we're done with like these shows on Tuesday, what do you do?
Well, the first thing I do is I remove my clothes because it's so goddamn hot in here when I wear the hat. So I'm literally sweating profusely. So I take off my clothes, and depending if I have a session or not, today I kind of have a session, but it's more of like I'm involved with this app called Acapella, where you do I'm doing a little Acapella video with a couple guys in Ireland. fun little side project. I'm going to take care of that right after I finish this
cool.
this podcast, and then after that, I'll play for you next week. It's coming out pretty
it's
good.
like you're going to do like a little music video, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like everyone sends in their own little parts. It's a cover song. I think you'll actually get a kick out of it, David. I think you'll enjoy it. So that's what I got planned after that. And then I've been doing a lot of in my downtime because obviously I'm not booked as regularly as I had been up until a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching a lot of. I've been doing an online seminars called Mix with the Masters, and it's a series about audio mixing, stuff like that. Just getting some tips from some highly reputable audio mixers.
Well, if you ever need a few pointers of how to mix on Adobe Audition, I'm really that's such an audio design joke. That's like you and like 20 people who are into audio.
I know. Well,
if you tell someone like a Roy Harder who uses the most, maximum expert, Hollywood, level Pro Tools program, and you say, hey, I know how to do stuff on Adobe Audition, they laugh at you like you're a fucking ass.
Giggle.
Yeah.
No. Oh, David, actually, speaking of next week, speaking of Adobe Audition, a friend of mine from years ago started making a behind-the-scenes, almost little mini documentary movie about a little band that I had when I was about 18, 19 years old. And he started making these little clips.
I'm going to show some clips of that next week. Here's what we're going to do.
Absolutely.
We got to do two things. We got to show some clips of that next week. And then I realized that the best way to get people for the Roy Harder online music instructor is to actually instruct me. So I decided I'll get my electric guitar out of the warehouse, and then maybe next week you can show me a few songs.
That's brilliant. David. We can do that.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. I got.
Wait, breaking news, guys.
What?
We just got a couple videos from Flute C.
Oh my God! Should we play? All right, let's play them late in the game. Let's take a shot. Let's play at least one.
What else is new, David? What else is new?
Well, I was going to wrap up. All right, if they came, and typical. What's this?
Hey, so you bagged him. I'm a savage. Yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty. Yeah. Acting stupid. What's happening? What's happening? I'm a savage. Yeah.
What the fuck is she doing, Roy? Roy, it's like she's lining up to get murdered by Big A. I mean, she's becoming a street woman right in front of us. This is how the quarantine has affected Flute C. Let's see this one.
Kids.
There's 3 of her now. That's like my worst nightmare.
12 swat, buzzing all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box. Had to put the stick in the box. Pour up the whole damn seal. I'ma get lazy.
So wait, explain to me what TikTok is. I thought it was a lip syncing service. Now it's just people are dancing.
I'm older than you, David. I have no clue. I think it's basically it's a lip sync video thing, and the people just dance in front of the camera, lip syncing songs. It's the goddamn dumbest thing I've ever seen, but the kids like it.
Yeah, but I just want to explain one thing. She didn't make one of those videos as an Eastside Dave Show exclusive. She's posting shitty dance videos on TikTok and then sending us the link.
Maybe she's just showing us what she's been up to, David. Maybe this is Flute C doing her thing, TikToking away.
Maybe I'll get on the TikTok, start doing a little dance and stuff. Before I was kicked out of Fordham University, I was considered to be a top 5 dancer of the Fordham freshman class of 1996. Are you aware of this?
Say, David. Well, I tell you what, David. Next time we get into the studio, I'd like to challenge you to a dance-off.
Give me a little music. Watch. Give me a little music right now. Watch this.
been a real fine day. Damn, it's been a real fine day. Ain't got the blues, ain't got time for bad news. Damn, it's been a real fine day. Damn, it's been a real fine day. Long Island to West LA. No need to worry, cause I ain't in no hurry. Damn, it's been a real fine day. There's a whole lot of trouble out in this world. It's a whole lot of worry, whole lot of worry. Now that I had you come into my life, there's a whole lot of reason to sing. Damn, it's been a real fine day. Damn, it's been a real fine day. Oh, ain't no way we're gonna lose. Damn, it's been a real fine day. I love you, brother.
That. I heard the end. What happened? Fucking goddamn wheels fell off the train. All right, see you next Tuesday, man.